guys, Howzit, welcome back Amal Hoynandiala to my South African friends, Afrikaans speakers. Yes, a victory post game. What I was calling for in the beginning actually came true. 27-20, the final score from a packed Loftus Versfeld. We'll go through the games and notes, kind of talk about some things that I liked, some of the things I didn't like. And of course, leaves plenty of time for cuck talk against our Irish compatriots. So let's go ahead and get this one started. I got a lot of notes on this one, folks. Got to go ahead and start off. I mean, the national anthem, Loftus never fails to disappoint when it comes to national anthems. I mean, some of the best ones I've seen have been there. And it gets so big. I don't know the young lady's name that was singing. She takes the microphone and just puts it out to the crowd. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. What a beautiful moment, a beautiful anthem, and the Loftus crowd never fails to disappoint. Got to just go ahead and say that. 2 minutes in as we come out firing immediately. Curtly Arenza from LaRue, Creel, and Khaleesi. We got numbers out wide. 5-0. Andre Pollard for 24 meters out does make it 1 of 1 kicking on the day, and it is 7-0. 6 minute in offside on the Boks leads to an advantage. 11 phases for Ireland. Absolutely nothing. A quick tap and nothing, and then Ireland knocks it on. Yeah. 8th minute, Colby kicks deep after the first scrum, and Osborne knocks it on. And it's just handling issues on both sides. Quagga Smith definitely had some today for the Boks. 11th minute, a penalty on the Boks. I wasn't able to figure out what the penalty was, but Casey from about 40 meters out does nail it. It's 7-3, 11 minutes into this one. 3 minutes later, Sia Khaleesi absolutely just floors Robbie Henshaw. Legal hit, but just he's got the ball. Henshaw's, he just completely just folds him. He does go off for a minute for HIA, but he does clear. 2 minutes later, not rolling away on Ireland. Discipline was an issue for the Boks predominantly here today, but both teams did have discipline issues. Pollard from 28 meters out, he does nail it. He's 2 of 2, and it's 10-3, 16 minutes into this one. 22nd minute, Peter Steftatoy gets a deep run to Colby, who he shakes low out of his boots, but it ends in a knock-on. The Colby Low matchup was painfully obvious. Jimmy Olo, as I have called him. Once again, he is not an all-black. Hate to say it. 27th minute, a penalty on Ireland in the ruck. Pollard elects to kick from 12 meters out. He's 3 of 3 on the day, and it's 13-3. They do the water break, and I notice a gentleman in the water boy shirt. And Thormulin, Dwayne Vermeulen on water boy duties. It was a real joy to see him back on the pitch, and I'm sure he misses it. 30th minute in, hands on the ground penalty by Bongi Manombi. Crowley elects to kick, and it is, he does miss, I believe, and it's 13-3. 35th minute, James Lowe barely keeps a ball in, offloads it to Osborne on debut, and he does get in out left. He does miss as well. It's 1 of 3, shanks it off to the left, and it is 13-8 going into this one. 39th minute, offside on Ireland. Pollard kicks, but he misses to the right, and I forgot what it was like for Andre Pollard to miss. Unfortunately, I'd get real familiar with it with the rest of the game. 42nd minute, we come out. You're just waiting for the bomb squad. They had already started replacing players at half for Ireland. Aki puts his hands in a ruck. The line out kick leads to a line out, kick to touch, and a turnover 2 meters out. Not good, not good. 45th minute, a penalty on Ireland. An easily kickable thing. The one before the half was a bit out wide, but this one, and he fucking misses right. It's still 13-8. 49th minute, you see it. They're on the side. The crowd gets loud when the bomb squad comes out. We're all used to it at this point. and the bomb squad comes out. 53rd minute, Andrew Porter, he's out with he's leaving the pitch, bleeding. It was a broken finger. He ended up coming back on later in the game with his fingers taped up. He had a broken finger is what it was. 55 minute, Malcolm Marks, he's been rusty. He saw it a few times in the game today, but he draws the penalty, and it's just the smile on his face. It just returns like, oh. And like I said in my live, it's just like getting on a bike, man. You just get on, start pedaling, and you'll be fine. 57th minute, Jimmy Olo out left. It was after a ruck where there was a turnover, and it goes to the TMO. Kalen Doris is begging the referee. And the ball was played on the floor, so the try does not stand. 2 minutes later, a penalty on Ireland, and Pollard at this point, who is 2 of 5 on the day, or 3 of 5 on the day, makes it 3 of 6. He is out left. It's still 13-8. Not good from Pollard, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. 63rd minute, Casey gets folded by Arhistamen. And it's a legal hit. Once again, Doris goes to run up to the ref, and they go back and they show it, and it is a legal hit. He came to the ground. His head just hit the ground hard. Like, it bobbled like a basketball. He ends up getting stretchered off. He does give the thumbs up as he's going off, but it was just kind of like one of those moments where you could tell Ireland was trying to call for something, but it wasn't there. 64th minute, Cheslin Colby, after Pollard free kick that Jimmy Olo bobbles, he kicks it, chases. TMO goes to it to make sure Lowe's foot was not on the ground because he was trying to keep the ball alive by putting it back into play. And Pollard does actually make this one. It goes to 20-8. And once again, for all the Irish fans that claim that you have All Blacks on your, no, you don't. Jimmy Olo is a perfect example that he's not an All Black. Where was Bundy Aki in this game? Yeah, they're not All Blacks, guys. They're Irish. 73rd minute, currently after an offside, Ireland deep, and they keep getting it, and they're getting fuck all. We would draw penalties on our own end, and Ireland would get shit for it. Nothing. 74th minute, once again, after the restart, Ireland is held up right by the post. There's no try. TMO goes to it. So we have a goal line dropout. After the restart, the goal line dropout, Connor Murray does find a little bit of space and goes through the post. Crowley does make it. It is 20-15 at the 74th minute. After the restart, once again, Jimmy Olo bobbles the ball deep in their own end. Like, he's not an All Black Irish fans. I keep telling you this. He's not an All Black. He's not an All Black. He's not. 77th minute, a penalty off the scrum. A penalty try awarded off the scrum after the restart. Kelleher gets hit with a yellow card. It's 27-15 at this point. A minute later, Baird out left. Crowley does miss that when he misses left. And that's the final score, 27-20. Jesse Krill with the man of the match, deservedly so. He was amazing. And let's just go ahead and talk about the giant elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room is Handré Pollard. One of those kicks I'm okay with you missing. The other two, not so much. We should have beaten these guys 36-20. The two tries they got in the end were incidental tries. They didn't really count for shit. I said it in my pregame. I'll say it again. Ireland is not on our level. They're not on the All Blacks level. Us and the All Blacks are on the same level. Ireland is down here. We're up here. When you have only winning records against Japan, Argentina, and Italy, you are not on our level. You're not. You're really no different than that. Because those are the only three tier 1 teams you have a winning record against. So you're just slightly above those teams. There's a lot of teams between that and us. I don't care what the last 8 years have shown. Ireland, you're going to have to beat England for 30 games straight to have an equal record with them. You're not on our level. You're good at Six Nations rugby. When it comes to the big boys, stay on the porch because you're not in the yard with us. You're just not. It was painfully obvious today. Oh, we beat you everywhere else. Yeah. I think that's over, guys. I think today proved to me what I already know. Ireland, enjoy the 8 years. You're going to be talking about it for 20 years. Because that's over. I don't give you a chance next week in Durban. No. Not even close. Yeah. We're not Wales. We're not Italy. We're the number one team in the world for a reason. So, with that being said, I will have to say, like I said, Handré Pollard, we need Sasha. Start Sasha next week. Bring Handré off the bench. I'd rather see what Sasha can do. He showed some defensive prowess. Malcolm Marks was a bit rusty, but you expected it, and he finally got back into his groove, and he was fine. He was fine. Salman Murat was Marvin Orey. Great guy, just not all that. Like, he's not a superstar. He does his job. Arhi Sneman coming off the bench was fucking amazing. Everybody played well for the most part. I saw a couple of issues here and there, some knock-ons, but that's going to happen. That's going to happen. But this game was not even close. 27-20 is not how close the game was. We were way better than them. So with that being said, next weekend, Durban, we do this again. The cock talk continues. I already know Irish fans are going to be bringing up, well, you beat us once in 8 years. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We still have a much better record than you do. And I think that there's a lot of things we need to clean up in the next week, but I don't see anything spelling that, oh, we're in trouble in Durban in a week. No, we're going to beat them in Durban. No question. No question. I liked what I saw. Very wide, expansive game. You could see the Tony Brown influence on the team. We didn't see it so much against Wales. We definitely saw it here. We definitely saw it here. Ireland, you're in trouble. I told you. Johnny Sexton is a key. You can beat Six Nations teams with Crowley. You're not beating the All Blacks or the Springboks with Crowley. You're just not. It was almost like clockwork. You knew coming out of the back of rucks, you were on the back foot most of the game anyways. Coming out of the rucks, it was always the same thing. You either went to one of your flankers or you went straight to Crowley. I will say that is a big difference I saw with the Springboks in this game. It wasn't going to the same player every time. We would change it up. We would do different combinations. There were a lot of times where it went to Dialende. There were a lot of times where it went to a forward. The offensive strategy wasn't nearly as predictable in this game as it's been in the past. We didn't filter everything through Handré Pollard. It just didn't. The filter was the 9. That's who decided where the ball was going to go. So, yeah, it was a victory, and it was what I expected, and it's what I predicted, and it's what I continue to predict next week. So we will be back next week for another game. Thank you to the guys that came out to my live. Springbok Nation worldwide, let's celebrate. It's a win, but we need to get back to work as soon as we get back into the office on Monday. We got to get back to the work because there are things we need to shore up 100%. But until next time, guys, cheers, buy a donkey. Thank you for the continued support.